Hello everyone, my name is Nathan, and today it's time for another episode of Oxygen Not Included here in the Ultimate Base 4.0. Geez, I did not get to play any games for approximately a week. I've been working my butt off recently. I've also been sick, and during my recording day it actually snowed, so I had other projects. Yeah, don't judge me, I haven't seen you build a snowman at 9 o'clock in the morning at minus 10 degrees. But yeah, it was a fun day, and now we can finally get back into the game again. In the previous episode, I made some progress here with the hotel. We also have now everything full of oxygen, so my oxygen system here has come more or less to a halt. I've also been sending over lots and lots of materials, mainly gold and steel. Maybe we should now send over some more plastic. Actually, thinking of it, we should have some reed fiber, so maybe it's time to set the priority to 5 again with the hotel, and they will start building that as well. In the meantime, I'm still finishing this part right here with the gold task. I want to fill this all up. I've already almost completed the left side here, as you can see, and I also sent back my rocket right here. I actually still have a little bit of petroleum inside because I wasn't able to unload everything. Oh yeah, and I also removed all of the solar panels we had on this planetoid because I believe the petroleum generators are going to be enough, and they also drop a little bit of liquid, so all of my liquid reservoirs don't overheat, though I need to be careful. Maybe at some point they are still gonna overheat because I built them out of copper instead of say gold. Yeah, gold would have been nice, or maybe even steel, because I don't really want to cool them down. That's not going to be convenient. So I figured maybe the polluted water the petroleum generators are expelling would be enough to keep this below the 75 degrees. We'll have to see. Oh, I also reshaped the silo a little bit to make it nicer looking and to also capture a little bit more of the heat in order to transfer to the steam room here. But that essentially is everything that I've done in between the episodes, and now we keep on building. I want to see some of these rooms actually finished, and then maybe as a next step we can take care of the pipe work. In the future, technically, we should have enough cooling capabilities to keep this all at a cozy 24 or so degrees. I think this should be spreading. The question is just, do we need insulated pipes for our bathrooms or not? Considering there's going to be a layer of water constantly keeping the bunker tiles at a steady temperature, I don't think we actually do. So we should be capable of just building normal liquid pipes here, and the pattern is gonna be that we connect these pipes like so and these like so. The question is just, where are we gonna cycle the water to? We probably want to bring it towards the top in order to clear it out. So let's say this is gonna be the pipe up. Maybe this should be the pipe going down. Yeah, that might actually be better. So we have a pipe going down, filling up all of these guys. And yeah, I don't think I want to hook them up directly, but I want to come from below. So we see as little pipe work as possible. Then as for these guys, they will connect over and come up this way. So they will need a bridge on each level, and then just make sure all of these guys are connected up, including the inputs. There we go, said and done. We just have to connect the output pipe that is also going up, and it's going to be converted here somewhere. And then of course we would have to do the same thing on the other side as well. So the pipe coming down with the fresh water goes here, and the pipe coming up would be this one here. Bridges here and there and everywhere, and connect everything together. Wonderful. Just give me a brief second to complete this. I think this will actually go rather quickly because they can build like 10 pipes in one go, no problem. And both Nisbet and May are actually rather quick by now. I have to give it to them, not too shabby. Looks like my rocket already arrived. I did miss the previous meteor shower, unfortunately, and now nobody seems to be actually fixing the solar panels. Well, some of them are still gonna overheat even if we fix them, so I guess instead we'll have to replace them. Now I want to make sure this time around we don't take any petroleum with us, so I'm actually gonna expel that out of the rocket. So now I can just wait for the water to be delivered, and then we're gonna empty the storages. Maybe potentially do one run without the petroleum. Also, by the way, you noticed that my mechanized airlock here didn't really work the way I set it up because it would always transfer a little bit of heat through the hydrogen gas. So what I did is I moved the mechanized airlock over and temporarily made a metal tile right here. This of course isn't the best of setups, but it is working now because we do have a vacuum going on, and whenever the door is open, no heat or chill is going to be transferred. But yeah, I probably will have to find a solution to move the conveyor receptacle vertical here a little bit so I can push everything to the right side and make more sense of it. And I think by now we almost stopped using this ladder. I'm gonna try to get rid of it now. We also still need a bunker layer to wrap up the living module here. And then on the top here, I'm probably gonna go with the water sieve. Let's see, we have loads of copper. No, I'm gonna rotate it around and push it all the way to the left side. There's still gonna be a layer of steel right there. This needs to come from the output slot, and right here where we have the polluted water, we're gonna input that into the water sieve. Just needs a little bridge there. And what else do we need? We need the power, and we need a way to deal with the excess fluids. I would say one easy way to get rid of the excess water would be to feed it into the oxygen system. Then we don't really have to care about it anymore. Though it will be germy, but I don't think it actually matters. The germs will just disappear, especially inside the base, because we also have some floral scent probably. So say we bring this down here. This is going to be the excess, and everything here is also going to be fresh water, but it's going to be germy. Oh, wait a second. I need to build this a little bit further up because I do want a tunnel here of water as well. This should be surrounded by water. That was my original intention. That means we're gonna have another layer of bunker tiles going on like this, and probably that also means in the future I want my transit tube to go this way. And then I can have my water sieve like so, and the same thing on the other side, but facing the other way, so I can hook up the pipes the same way I did before. Before we start setting up anything else at the bottom, we need to think about the concept. For instance, the CO2 needs a way to go down, and I think I just want to do this beneath the transit tube access point, so I'm probably going to be replacing those with mesh tiles. Doesn't really matter which material, but here we go. All of these are going to be mesh tiles, and therefore the CO2 will be able to flow down freely. And then I think I will be reserving something on the side here for processing. Though it would be a little bit neater to do this at the bottom floor. So maybe we take out everything we have going on at the bottom floor and use that as a machinery room. However, this would mean I have to move everything a little bit further up because we need one extra floor. I mean, we do have the space for it, so I think this is exactly what I will be doing. So give me a brief moment. We're gonna cancel all of this, build another level, and then we should be golden, having everything on the top and using this here as a basement. So everything in terms of buildings, I'm just gonna poke out here. This can all go, and we use that as a maintenance room. So I think my transit tube will end up right here. That should be good. And I kind of want to make sure to build this first, and this would be my steel layer. Then we have some gold tiles on the top, and I still have my 4 spaces to set up all the rooms. Okay, that's gonna be fine. A couple of cycles have passed, not that much progress, but maybe we can now think about what we actually want to install in terms of amenities and just recreational use. Naturally, there's going to be a vertical wind tunnel. There's going to be a room with beach chairs, a soda fountain, definitely. Party line phones, we already got that. Maybe some pixel packs would be nice. All the decorations, of course, are also somewhat going to be included. Let's go with an espresso machine. Arcane cabinet is also going to be included. A hot tub room. Oh man, we need to bring along some resources. We're gonna need a jukebox as well, and that is probably about it when it comes to recreational use. Maybe the sun lamp in conjunction with the beach chair. But yeah, somehow we have to make the space for all of these amenities. We're gonna keep the lowest room free, probably. Well, actually now we do have a maintenance room, so I don't technically need that anymore, and we could get started here with the recreational stuff. The only question that I still have is, do I maybe potentially want my water tunnel to also go up here? And this saltwater guys here kind of makes me think not. So I'm assuming my water tunnel is gonna go all the way to over here and then go up. So maybe we can already kind of indicate that. I don't have the materials either way, but this would be the water channel going up and coming over here. So this would kind of be the end of it, and we would see something along the lines of this. Okay. Right up here, maybe we're gonna have a kitchen, and now we have approximately this space here to set up all the recreational stuff, as well as get some great hall / halls in the joint. So maybe the 2 upper rooms here we could actually use for the great halls. That might not be the worst of ideas, but we need to think about how we get the duplicants over there. You know, potentially just through the water. That would be amazing, and then we can have some fish inside the water to make this travel even nicer. However, this means I would need to reserve a little little bit of space. Oh, come on, give me transit tubes. A little bit of space here in order to set up another transit tube access point. So that would be going over here, still with some gold flooring. And then we probably would give them ladder access to go down. And as of this point, we can start with the rooms. So this would be the first and second door. We now have a little bit of space to set this up. Something along these lines. Maybe also get some glass window tiles right there. Now this is 14 tiles, including the decoration. So we're not gonna have nearly enough space for all the duplicants. So we might have to add 2 additional rooms here. This is really bothering me, especially because of the saltwater guys here. Maybe I'm actually just gonna go ahead and remove it. I'm pretty sure there's a way for me to just completely get rid of it. We don't technically need it and it's so much in the way. Let me know in the comment section what you think about removing this part. Alrighty, couple more cycles have passed and you can see it's slowly but surely taking shape. I still have to send over some diamonds from the looks of it. Do I even have loads of diamonds here? I don't think so. We got about 4.5 tons or so, but we can definitely send that over. So I'm gonna go ahead and queue that up. I sent over a lot of steel again. Miscellaneous. Ah, okay, there it is. A diamond. Wonderful. We're gonna send the diamonds over that we currently have going on. I sent over, let's say, about 15 tons of steel. Maybe not quite, but it's definitely noteworthy. And it's gonna allow me to complete some of these structures. I still have to do the gold here though. So maybe every now and then I'm gonna poke out some steel tiles here so I still have access. If I go ahead and set up the rooms like so, we could have 10 mess tables per room, including some decorations. And if we do that 4 times, we have the 40 mess tables that we require for the hotel. But that would require us to actually get rid of the saltwater guys here. Still, I'm just gonna wait for your feedback on that. Now, I've been thinking with 40 duplicants, we actually need quite a few of these amenities. Like just one of these vertical wind tunnels is probably not gonna be enough. And also we cannot have it at the bottom layer. So it will have to go somewhere here. And I would assume we just want multiples of them. Now, how much power is this actually gonna take? 1.2 kilowatts. Oh my gosh. Yeah, the conductive wires might not even be sufficient in this case because even just running 2 of them would be too much. So I'm assuming maybe in certain scenarios, we're actually gonna revert back to the heavy watt wires. And then of course, at a certain point, we need to expand on the power we produce on this planetoid. Maybe actually right here, a nuclear reactor would make sense. But I'm assuming we might also get by just using the petroleum generators. Either way, I think what we could do is maybe have the wind tunnels here. So I'm gonna be removing some of these ladders, maybe keep some, let's just get rid of them altogether. And then I'm gonna poke out a little hole here. As for the mess tables, I've been thinking leaving 1 space free, then setting up 5 tables, 2 spaces free, another 5 tables, and then we still have the space for statues or whatever. We could go with a metal block here in order to set up some statues. And I think I'm gonna have one here. I'm not sure which way they're actually facing. It looks to me like I want them to be facing this way. Then we have another set of tables. And in the center, I wonder, could I have like the coffee machine, maybe a soda fountain? Not sure that is the right thing to put there. Maybe we're just gonna go with the water cooler. Yeah, I think the water cooler might be the thing to put here. And then the juicer and everything we're gonna have in the spa or fitness room. But yeah, looking at this, I'm not even sure we're gonna have enough space. Maybe I will have to translate some of the nightlife area upstairs. Let's just get started with the vertical wind tunnel. We can have it right here. So let's say we can have like 3 next to each other. The 4th one would probably be too much, or maybe we just access it from below. We could maybe think about making this accessible from the bottom instead of the top. Generally, I want to close this area off here, or we also make it accessible here with the transit tube. This also would require us to have some type of flooring here, and then of course we could take advantage of the pressure that we have here at the bottom in order to use the wind tunnels. And of course that pressure will have to go down again, probably. Here is where my transit tube access point would go, and then we could also round this off with a door here, and maybe even some window tiles. This would be my mesh tiles, and then we could easily access this, right? Yeah, I think this might be the solution for my wind tunnels. I definitely want to have them included, but just having one is definitely not going to be enough. And this way I will easily be able to also power them up. Let me actually get some proper cabling in the joint. And we also get some heavy watt conductive joint plates right there. Okay, hold the phone. I need to put them one more block down. Yeah, give me a second. Yeah, this is actually gonna be perfect. Now, before I build the wind tunnels though, I need to make sure I can also place the background. So I'm just gonna make sure to set up some ladders, and then we're gonna go at it with drywall. Now for the wind tunnels, I think this needs to be dark, so I'm just gonna go with the charcoal background. And once that is done, I will be able to place the wind tunnels again. Well then, my suggestion would be to either work around the area like this, so we have one bigger great hall room, including some extra seats that could be used for the staff, for instance. But that still means we would need a separate room here at the bottom to complete the seats for all the hotel guests. And of course that leaves us a little less space for all the other amenities, but I think we should get away, because the other amenities, they aren't that big, and I don't think I'm gonna need more than 3 per type, sometimes even less. Like with the espresso machine, I don't think they use the soda fountain and the espresso machine that much. I mean, even the wind tunnels, we probably would have been fine just using the 2, because then the wind tunnel buff would last for a couple of cycles, and all the hotel guests surely could use it. But yeah, I'm gonna be curious as to how we cramp everything into this space, and let me know what I should be doing about this. Either we leave it in, keep this as a staff eating area, or I'm gonna try to delete it the next time if I can do so. But right now I'm actually really happy how this is coming along. We also got many payloads with the plastic. I sent over some plastic and even more steel. I think I already mentioned that. Oh, looks like I trapped my duplicants while I was speaking here and did not realize. How did I do that? How did you even get here? But okay, I'm gonna try to move them both over here, and then we're gonna deconstruct a couple of tiles like so. They drop down, I can rebuild the tiles, and everyone is happy. Okay, it looks like I missed all of my plug slugs actually dying because I just didn't... Oh no. Oh gosh, this is just horrible. I can't watch. Okay, stop it. How unlucky can you get? Anyway, I've been sending over a little bit of plastic. I think we're done with that by now. And I've also made quite a bit of progress here. Hooked up all of the power transformers so we can use the transit tubes from each level. I made sure to not hook up the party line phones just yet, and I also disabled the water coolers. I don't want my duplicants to take any unnecessary breaks. So I think now my intention is going to be to take everything we got here in terms of gases, use it to push it all the way up, and then I expect it to actually be output right here. So if I also make this too high and then maybe do something like this, there would be the next transit tube access point. Then all of the overpressure should be happening in these 2 tiles, and then it hopefully will be pushed down again. It might also be pushed up a little bit here, but I do need this part in order to get rid of the CO2. There we go. Got a couple of plug slugs back. They will have to be groomed and everything, but at least they didn't all die. However, they already ate all of their food again. Let me see. Do we still even have the cobalt material? Yeah, we have 22.7 tons. That's fine for now. I'm not going to be needing any more for the hotel, so we should be fine on that end. It's not like the plug slugs are really that important, but they do add to the barbecue that I need for my recipes. I'm actually going to keep this here as a maintenance corridor, and that also means I could, for instance, take my power and bring it in from this side. Maybe in this case though, we should just get rid of the door part here, and what we could do is move this one over, so I also still have the ability to set up my metal tiles. Then I'm gonna be bringing in the power from here. Let me just reroute those cables, and instead the conductive wires are gonna come from the top. Now let's build these out of another material other than cobalt. Oh, actually, why not, instead of making this a maintenance room, I'm gonna be filling this up with water, use some window tiles, because I just noticed I cannot have the gold tiles here either way. But we might be able to make this a little bit better by, let's just do it up to this point. Wait, that's wrong. I need glass. And then I would be cutting off the room right there. And I can still have a door like right here, but this will allow the water to go through. This means I also need to send over a little bit more glass. Do we have it here? No. Do we have it here? There is almost 2 tons right there, but let's go ahead and craft some more. For that, I'm gonna grab some of my granite, maybe just 90 crafts, and process it into sand. And we're just gonna send over all of the glass that we currently got. Just lovely what these guys can accomplish when they actually work together. Gotta love it. Oh no, what am I doing? I'm using this as my pressure tunnel. Jeez. Yeah, there's absolutely no sense in exchanging all of this. Okay, but what we can do is exchange these here with mesh tiles, and then the door right here will have to go. Eventually I will just have to close this off. I was so fond of this idea. Maybe I'm gonna implement it somewhere else. Time to fly back home with a full load of polluted water and normal water. This here seems to be running fine. However, we are using up the petroleum, that is for sure. And once we have 40 duplicants using all of the infrastructure, we probably do it even quicker. But yeah, I think we've actually made it pretty far. All of the great halls are prepared. Well, except for one. I'm probably gonna implement it because I don't just want to delete it if I really don't have to. And just making this into a staff room is maybe not the worst of ideas. But of course, if many of you think I should just go ahead and delete it, then I'm probably gonna do it. Well, yeah, I would say with that progress out of the way, I'm gonna wrap up the video for today. I sure hope you enjoyed today's episode. The next time we're gonna be taking care of whatever is left up here and make this actually a paradise for the duplicants. And then sooner or later, we should probably invite at least one hotel guest kind of as a guinea pig in order to test out the facilities and kind of think what else we are gonna need. But with that out of the way, thank you so much for watching. Have a great time, and hopefully I'm gonna catch you in the next one. Bye bye.